let's talk about what is a step that you're going to take different now. Shout out a question, shout out something that is, just tell me, what is an action step you're going to take different based on having come to the workshop so far today? Yes, Roger?
I'm going to think more in terms of the funnel
yes.
instead of a one-time event.
Yes, think in more terms of a funnel rather than just a one-time event, because people have to be nurtured in the process of being sold to. Some people will take action at one shot, like Stacy talked about that. Others like one introduction, boom, done. But typically that's not what happens. What are you doing to get people into your funnel? That applies on internet, that applies offline, networking events and everything. You have to make people take enough action, enough interest, so they are saying, yeah, I'm interested in more information about what you do. That is the simplest place to start with. Obviously, eventually it is, sign the dotted line, I mean, that is the bottom line. But we want to get started in that process. So who is going to use a step for getting more people in their pipeline? Any steps? Yes, Annie, what can you do different now? Any example?
What can I do different?
Yeah.
Like he said, do bigger shows. Get in front of more people at one time rather
Correct.
than one person at a time.
Exactly. Like we had what, couple of hundred people at the Babberg event, right? Roughly. So it was good to be in front of a couple of hundred people. Okay? That is the idea behind it. And again, we'll have many more people next month as well, and I will tell you about some strategies we are doing in order to get that. But the main thing which I want to emphasize is make people take some action, and whatever offer you have to give them to help them take that action. Excellent. Annie, you have something else?
Yeah, another thing is that I got out of it is to get in front of the right people. If you're going to, instead of just getting in, like for instance,
Mark.
people that have no money
Yeah.
to deal with you, why would you even want to be in front of them
Correct.
in small amounts unless you know that those people that don't have any money, that can't afford anything, know a lot of people that can afford it.
And that's a good way. But the people who know, so people who can afford a lot of money, guess what? They know a lot more people who can afford more money as well.
Right.
And that happens too. And again, I'm not talking, yes, Evelyn?
Well, I was going to say another thing that I got is I think I don't make my target market know the problems. I think a lot of times I'm assuming they understand the problems.
Correct.
I don't. So I've been doing a lot of these things lately, and I've decided that what I'm going to do, what I got from Rick Ruby's stuff, is I'm going to make a PowerPoint presentation of all the stuff that I assume in my brain.
Correct.
Because, I think everybody knows what I know, and they don't.
Exactly. They don't. And you have to be aware of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent point. Give all of them a round of applause. Brian, you have something you want to mention?
The one thought with this last segment that you took us through is that a lot of people aren't quite sure how to approach someone to figure out, is it a good fit, is it not a good fit, and they get a lot of anxiety and worked up. However, if you're out and about mingling at some sort of an event and you have an audio CD or something, you're like, here's an audio CD, and it takes them or directs them to your website, and then you can capture that and then have them sign up for a white paper or something. If they end up calling and responding, you're doing a lot of that work that would maybe make you a little bit anxious. You're kind of delegating that off, and you're really getting the cream of the crop, or at least the ones that are serious to move forward, as opposed
Correct.
to trying to filter through hundreds of people.
Exactly. It makes you more in control, doesn't it? That's the part that I think I like about it. You are more in control of the selling process than chasing the prospect. That's what I talked about at the class as well, is you want to be aware of those kind of situations. So thank you, Brian, as well. Moving right along here. Now this process of qualifying leads is critical. And again, I won't want to go into too many of details on this one, but here is the part. Each step they take qualifies them further. Do you see how that goes? For example, they met with you once, they qualified, then they end up paying you for something, obviously they are more qualified. And that's the idea. Or they come to a small program, they come to a bigger program. Do you see how that works? In my case, people come to my seminars like I do, and then they end up taking coaching with me, and that's the process I use in qualifying people on a consistent basis. It's just something you and I have to do consistently enough. Now, what is usually the selling cycle for your prospect? In some cases, the selling cycle is smaller, shorter. In some cases, it is longer. Depending on that, you're going to change your strategies as well. Now here is a book called Irresistible Offer by Mark Joyner. And here is what he teaches, which I want to go over. Domino's. How many of you know of an offer that Domino's was making? And I'm not sure they're making it popular anymore right now, but they did have an offer. What was the offer Domino's provided?
30 minutes or free.
30 minutes, fresh at your door or free, right?
Yes.
And it's like if you are looking for pizza and you know it is going to be in 30 minutes, you are happy, right? Pretty much, because if you went and drove and picked up, it will still take you that much time anyway. And that is what the offer was. It's an offer which was irresistible, especially you know what you want. And if they are giving good quality food, you know what is going to be given to you as well. Another one is FedEx, when it has to be positively, absolutely be there the next day, overnight. Because you have a result. And we'll go through the detail of that as well. The third one is Columbia House, BMG. How many of you have bought those CDs? I bought a few times. And like BMG is, they send you, you have to stick a penny and send it, or something that used to be the case. You remember that? You buy one and you get 7 free, something to that effect. And like, I would be a fool not to take advantage of that, right? And that is the answer. That is what they have to be thinking. Your prospect has to be saying, I would have to be a fool not to take advantage of this offer. You have to make it such a no-brainer that people are going to say, why won't I take that offer? It just makes sense. That is where you have to get. Now, how do you get there? He analyzed, and these are the things he talked about. So let's talk about the 4 big questions that he talked about. What are you offering? What will it cost? Why should I believe you? And what's in it for me? So those are the offers breakdown that he does in order to get that. Again, I highly recommend you get hold of the book to get through this process, but I'll explain that in a minute here. What is an irresistible offer? It's an identity building offer that is central to a product, service, or company. So it's not a one-time offer. And again, you might have to do these one-time offers in order to eventually come up to an identity building offer, like Domino's, FedEx, BMG, Columbia House, etc. But the idea is it makes people take action. And if it can be central to your product or theme, that it is there all the time. Like FedEx company was entirely built around that theme. When it has to be absolutely positively be there overnight. That's the theme that they built in. BMG and Columbia House, they found one, hey, buy one, get 7, or whatever number free. That's their standard offer. They don't have to change much. Like for example, with Liberty Tire and Auto. Do you realize he doesn't have to change much about his strategy? It's a simple strategy. How many of you can see what I'm talking about? So it doesn't have to be a complicated number of steps. Now you might do different types of these before you end up with one of those. You see how that works? But at least start with something. Like in case of Ameriprise, their standard strategy is offer lunch to you and so many other friends. Like, hey, sure. Because most people don't want to take lunch alone, right? Because then it looks more like a sales, right? And then say, hey, you have your friends and have lunch together at a decent restaurant. People are like, yeah, I would take advantage of that. That becomes their standard offer. And they will tell you, hey, we are not going to be there giving you a big presentation. We'll give you 2 to 5 minute presentation. You will fill out a short survey. You can have your lunch on your own. So it's a very non-threatening offer. How many of you understand that? Now, because Mr. Ted Himmelhall loves Tiger games and he has season tickets to it, he's always willing to offer, hey, come and watch the Tigers play, win, lose, whatever, with me. But it gives you a flavor, doesn't it? So what can you provide to your prospects which will make them take action? Very, very critical. Let's go to the next part. An irresistible offer contains what? So let's go over those steps. First of all is a high return on investment. Now the ones I'm talking about right now are not the type that Ted is talking about, but it could be used in that respect as well. It says that there is a high return on investment on whatever you are putting in time, money, etc. If there is not a high return on investment, why would you do it? The next one is a touchstone. A touchstone is the basic foundation for that particular product or service. In Domino's case, the touchstone is basically you're getting fresh, 30 minutes, and that's the product. It's free, makes it a very good return on investment, but also risk reversal. We won't go through that process, but believability, very critical. The trust part is very important. For example, there was a survey done, and the person said in a newspaper ad, send me $1 and I'll send you $100. Now, how many dollars did he end up getting? What do you think is the answer to that? 0. Because the believability factor is 0. How many of you would believe that, hey, if I send you $1, you're going to send me $100? Like, I don't think so. Monopoly money, maybe. So you think there is a catch in it. So it has to be believable. Whatever you're offering has to be believable. So the key components of an offer, what happened? I went back. Okay, attention-grabbing headline or bold statement. So you have to make a bold statement. What is a bold statement that you can make in your offer? Give me some examples. Like in Lisa's case, it was very clear. Here is a jewelry you can take home right now, and you get a chance to have $100 more worth of jewelry. Oh yeah, I would love to do that, right? That's a bold statement in some cases. Or in Domino's Pizza, hey, if you don't get it in 30 minutes or less, it is free. That's a bold statement as well. So what is a bold statement that you can make? And again, none of this might come out right away in this workshop for you, but you can start doing something. So what's a bold statement you can make? Give me an example of if you come up with something. Give me an example. Does anybody come up with a bold statement in your business? Yes, Roger?
Money back if you're not satisfied.
Yeah, money back if you're not satisfied. Now that actually comes in a different place called risk reversal. Okay? Because you're trying to take away the risk. Because you're actually not making an offer here. You are taking away a risk. There are two different things here. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
An offer is a result they will get from using your service.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Satisfaction guaranteed is a very different situation. It's more like overcoming an objection.
Got it.
I'm trying to separate the overcoming objection part from an offer. An offer is, for example, Jill, you deal with weight loss clients as well. You would offer a guarantee to say, if you don't lose weight such and such within 6 weeks or whatever the time period is.
I'll usually say positive shifts from the first session. You will notice from the first session a shift.
Okay, now positive session shift is a great idea, except I would not call it an offer. Why would I not call it an offer? Ambiguous, yeah. What is a positive shift to one person to compare to another person? Is it the result? Kind of, maybe. What is the result? A result is you will lose 5 pounds. Now, one of the exercises you all had was to watch 2 infomercials. How many of you watched infomercials? Only one showed up.
Only one when you clicked it.
Okay.
Like
off of your website?
No. I told you to watch 2 infomercials. Sunday morning or wherever.
That's when he said,
I didn't mean infomercial from my site, okay? I meant infomercial. Maybe I should be more clear on that.
Yeah, it wasn't clear.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Watch 2 infomercials. Any infomercials is what I should have said. Any infomercials, whether it is weight loss or etc. How many of you watched a couple of infomercials and you were like, man, I'm ready to buy, right? They were making an offer. They were making a bold statement. You will lose so much waist, or inches or whatever it is, right? I was going to say lose so much money. It's like, no, that's not what they said. You lose money if you don't buy it. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
Would bringing beauty to your door be a bold statement?
No.
Come to them.
No.
would
No,
a free
it's not.
in-home trial be?
Huh?
Would a free in-home trial?
It's not a result. Let me explain result to you. What is a result? A result is, in your case, let us say people are having asthma, right? You will not suffer from whatever those diseases are 6 weeks after trying our product.
I actually do a test, an air quality test, when I go to somebody's home so they can
Yeah, but that
see
is-
the results.
That's true, but in end, it's not a result that I can relate to. See, you want to be clear on what the result is.
How about your household air is making you sick?
Yeah, it is making you sick, but what is the result? The result is you don't have. No,
I actually see a result when I do the test because they
I
see
know.
mold and mildew.
and I'm agreeing with that. But eventually, what are people interested in?
Well, Minister saying they can see a visual and it's external. He's saying they gotta feel inside.
That's a good way to put it. They should be able to feel a result or see a result, whichever way it works. In your case, if you have asthma symptoms, you will no longer have those in 6 weeks. Now, I'm not saying you can promise that. I'm not saying that, okay?
Yeah, that's something I cannot legally promise they're going to.
And I'm not questioning that, but I'm trying to help you understand what a result looks like.
Yeah.
Okay? A result looks like their problem solved, whatever that problem is.
Imagine you always
Huh? That is what the attention-grabbing headline or bold statement is. The offer has more components than that, but that is the first step.
So it's a result
A result,
that they can feel,
and see it.
feel and see.
Like, okay, wait a minute. Marla, let me explain this to you. Marla, in your case, would people look younger if they took better care of their skin, for example? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, so look X number of years younger, etc., would be a result.
Okay.
So, Manish,
Yes,
she does whatever demonstration.
demonstration.
It's external.
Yeah,
She cannot promise that medically they
Correct.
can feel better. But she can ask them, and it would be an indirect suggestion.
yes.
Imagine how happy you will be 5 weeks from now when you can breathe better.
Yeah.
That would be.
Well, I would say there are other things you could include, like insomnia, right? You'll sleep better, right? You'll wake up fresh. Do you see what I'm saying? All those kind of things you can talk about, because to me that is
I can guarantee that their house will smell better.
okay.
That it will remove odors from fabrics, such as your couch or your chairs or your carpet.
Good. And especially if you're a smoker, right?
Smoke, pets,
Okay. Great.
odors.
Excellent. So those are results you can promise.
That I can
Yeah.
guarantee.
That is what it is. It's a result you are promising. Like, for example, Gary and Jeremy, if they use the solar and wind power generators, could you promise X percentage savings in energy consumption?
You don't want to promise anything.
I can promise they'll feel
We sell a lot
better.
of emergency generator things. We could say something like
Right.
no more blackouts,
that's a
or no
good
more.
statement.
Okay, so no more blackouts would be a good result, right?
Don't lose. Something along the lines like don't lose revenues for businesses. Don't lose revenues due to power outages.
Correct, exactly. And that's what it is. Anyway, the bottom line we are talking about here is very simple, is that you have to promise a result. Now, however you define the result, again, we don't have time to go over that, but it has to be a result. Tangible result. Yeah, tangible result. Otherwise,
I can guarantee it'll kill germs. We have
if
science.
I can see them,
that shows it.
if I can see them, right? Like, for example, Marisa, there are a number of things you do, but as an attorney, you can say, hey, I can help you put in the right entity for your business, which will help you save taxes as well as liability and other suits or whatever else it is. Correct? Like, yeah, that could be the case. Again, you have to be careful about your language. You have to be careful about what target you're talking to, etc., because they need to understand that. But that's the place to start with. Very good. The next one is solution to the problem your target market is having. So you must have a bold statement and then make sure that this is a solution. Like, it has to be there overnight. Is that a solution? Is that a bold statement? Yes. So you need to clarify exactly what you're offering. The next one is creating fear of loss. If you want your target market to take action, you have to create fear of loss. How many of you have gone to buy something and they tried to create a fear of loss? How many of you know what I'm talking about? Give me some examples. Go ahead. Huh?
Sale and Saturday.
Sale and Saturday. Very good.
Put a home security system in.
Home
and
security
it said,
system,
your equipment will be free if you purchase today.
Exactly. So that's a compelling offer because it includes creating a fear of loss. How about you, Varada? You were saying?
almost so many things we
Correct.
saw in the TV or anything.
Yeah, if you buy today
And
only, right?
And it's in 1 minute.
1 minute. Yeah, like infomercial, right? What is there on the infomercial?
The next 30 minutes.
Call in the next 30 minutes.
Out of business sale.
Out of business sale. Those are the things which are happening.
Interest rates on a mortgage, close today or your rate's going up.
Exactly. Not as it's more like going down tomorrow, but anyway, just kidding. Because those are easy. Because if you don't create a fear of loss, because that's the biggest fear people have in making a decision. In general. If they don't want to be missing out something. So you create a fear of loss, you have now an option. However you create your fear of loss.
I was watching on Comcast.
Yes.
The guy that, anybody seen him, he's reading a big book to the kids. Now, there's 2 messages. He's reading a story, like a nighttime story to the kids. In the meantime, he's saying, well, Comcast, they give you this offer, and then they leave you. That's it, the end of the story. When the year is up, it's the end of the story. The first time I heard that, I took a double take. I go, how many ambiguities and how many levels? How many
subliminal messages are running around, huh?
So that weekend, the first time I thought the weekend I was doing a seminar, I said, anybody caught the Comcast, AT&T is the one that's putting this on, ad on TV? They all raised their hand. What was that all about? They got the attention.
They got the attention. So, you have to be clear on creating all of these issues with the people to say, hey, you know what, these are some of the emotions that you're going to be dealing with. Because if you don't create a fear of loss, how likely are you going to get people to take action? Not too often. That's just the way it is. Because as human beings, how quick are we to make a decision? Not really quick. As human beings, we are programmed to procrastinate. But that's just the way it is. If you don't have to, why would you? Inertia is part of human behavior, okay? It's nothing, what I would say is, it's just the way it is. Sorry. Okay, the next is creating a sense of urgency using time-sensitive scarcity tactics. We talked about sale ends today. Now some of these will combine, and that's okay. Like if you don't take care of the water treatment system today, you will be drinking filthy water tomorrow. Like, oh, I don't want to do that. Right? That's a result, fear of loss, urgency, all of that combined in the process. Pardon? First 2 people, right? He said, I have tickets for first 2 people. Immediately, those who did not get it felt like, I really did miss out, didn't I? If you're a Tigers fan, you did. Now somebody like me, no problems.
Got Red Wings tickets, I'd jump on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now who are Red Wings, by the way? Just kidding, just kidding.
It's a shoe company.
All I know is there is a city in Minnesota called Red Wing. I don't know if you know that.
No.
That's the truth. Anyway, so you can check the geography part of it. There's a shoe company there, yeah. Shoe factory there? So, anyway, I was in Minnesota. I lived there for a while. Not too long, but long enough to know it's not a place I want to live. Well, I was talking to my client in Minnesota yesterday, and I was teasing her. She didn't know I was teasing her. I said, you're going to get 70 degrees weather. I'm sure you are glad about it. She says, no, Minesh, it's going to be snowing for 2 days. I said, I know. That was April 10th, okay? They're going to get a foot of snow. And she's one of those people who was trying to convince me about global warming. I'm like, hey, if this is global warming, I can't wait for global cooling. Anyway. And the point is, what I'm trying to say is, going back to, is if you don't create a sense of urgency using time-sensitive scarcity tactics, you'll have some challenges in communicating to the people. Now, when to make your offer? So let's talk about that part here. Whenever you want the prospect to take the next action step, what kind of action steps are you looking for? Let's go over that process. And I'm going to talk about a quick part of it. Some of you may relate to it, some of you may not, and that's perfectly fine. For example, how many of you have been on a date? We talked about that, most of you. Anybody not been on a date ever? Okay. And Varada, you never been on a date, right? Varada is a little different situation. Did your family fix up the marriage or what? Pretty much.
I met my wife 3 days before the engagement.
Yes. So there was no date.
Good decision.
And you have been married to Bamini, right? Yeah. So, he's a happy can. And again, I just broke out of the mold. I wasn't a typical Indian. I got married to a Chinese lady, so it's not typical. So anyway, so obviously we all know about the dating scene, right? And let's use the mental image of the dating process here. You're going out, it's a nice movie, and let's say it's a chick flick, just because, we'll use that as a simpler way to use it, okay? And you're sitting down there with, and again, depending on boy or girl, just doesn't matter. And then there's a popcorn in the center, and you're putting your hand in the popcorn, and then suddenly her hand hits at the same time, and she brushes your hand away. Do you think it's a good time to put your hand around her? Not really. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. Or you're trying to put your hand around her and she just snuggles up a little closer. Now might be a good time, right? So do you see there is an offer to be made at the right time? Now I'm not saying you have to go through all the psychological gyrations of somebody before you decide on it. But if you make an offer premature, do you think people are going to be responding to it? No. You have to get people involved before they will take the offer. If they are not involved, they won't take it up. So the offer is going to be different at different stages of the buying process. It's not just one offer all the time. Now it could be like BMG Columbia and they are working well at it. Keep doing it. Nothing wrong with that. But for most of us, that's not typically the case. We have to help people get into the funnel and then keep taking action steps consistent in order to finally do whatever it is. Okay? So the offer is going to be different. So the offer you have for people to take the first step, like offering Tiger games, lunch tickets, etc., is different than when you are actually helping them get started. Now in a financial planning insurance business, you can't make those kind of offers of discounted stuff at the time that they are buying your services. Would that be true, Brian? Right. You would get caught up in the service, right, Annie? So what you have to do is if you can find ways like, hey, I'm giving Tiger tickets or bringing them food or whatever else it is, those are easier to do because now you got them in the funnel because you can't do much later. Correct? So you have to think about those processes as well. Excellent. Don't make an offer until a prospect is engaged. What does that look like? For example, if you, let's just use hypothetical dating example again. If you go just over to somebody attractive at a bar and say, hey, would you like to get married? I mean, I have to be engaged before I get married, right? Isn't that pretty much how it works? Okay, or you're on the first date and you're saying, hey, I know you're the right person for me, let's get married. Not likely to work, is it? That is where you're making the offer, you're not making the offer until the prospect is engaged. They're interested, involved, or something like that. There is some commitment from them. Now, how do you add commitment? There are a number of things to do. I won't go into detail on that. But in usual, you want people to take enough steps that they will feel that they wasted their time if they didn't take action. How many of you know what I'm talking about? You want them to go through enough process that they would be hard pressed to say, hey, I invested so much time and money and emotion in this already. I'd better make a decision. Because now to start back to zero is fear of loss. Do you see what that happens like? Okay. The next one is get prospect emotionally and materially involved. Emotionally and materially. What does materially look like? Huh?
Having something.
Having something, they have paid some money, right? Okay. They've already expressed interest. So they are qualified to that degree. Then the more investment a person has made, the more likely is the person to be open to your offer. If they haven't had to make any investments, they are not that committed. How many of you have tried to sell too quickly and you found out the person wasn't interested? It'll happen pretty much 99 out of 100. There might be rare chance you might get lucky. But if they are not invested in the whole thing, they're not engaged, involved emotionally, materially, they're not going to buy. So what you want to do is get them emotionally bought into it. So for example, about the 10 people who have booked the home shows, we gave them a small gift. So it created a sense of obligation, number one. But also what it created is they now know the $100 like this is remaining here. Do you see the difference now? So emotionally they are a little bit more involved because now they're like, I could have $100 worth of something like this now. That might be interesting. So when they run into one challenge or two challenges or three challenges, it's going to be a little harder to get out of it. You see how that works? All of us need to pay attention to that process. Okay. Here is something which is offer intensifiers. Let's talk about them quickly. These enhance your offer. They can be complementary to your main product or service. For example, I was watching a binocular or telescope or some such infomercial. Has anybody seen the infomercial I'm talking about? Binoculars that you can use which have really long vision and you can use to watch your child playing soccer, for example, or in a big field like football field, you can watch the players much better. Anyway, or you're going for a jungle trip or whatever else you're going to and you can see that. But anyway, so those kind of things that you can watch. And they're like, hey, this is great. Not only that, today you will get this other binoculars which you can use for other purposes too. It's complementing the product. It is similar. It goes hand in hand. It's not a very different product. And it's like, hey, if you order today, you get this one as well. They can be provided by your referral partners or strategic partners. For example, you have other people who might have services similar to yours. You can offer their services and products as a package.
So for instance, me
Yes, go
telling
ahead.
people that mine was like as seen on the Montel show. Because
Yes.
Montel just gave some of our product away.
Yeah.
And that would be an intensifier?
No, that is not an intensifier. That is for building believability.
Oh, okay. Okay.
An intensifier is you are doing something additional to the product or service. Like if you buy today, you get this lunch included. Or if you buy now, I will provide 30 days unlimited support.
Okay.
Or if you buy this exercise equipment, we will come to your place, install it today at no additional cost.
Okay.
And then we will show you how to use it. Those are all offer intensifiers.
Additional benefits?
Additional benefits?
Okay.
Yes.
So if I
Yes,
wanted
Marla.
to do somebody's hair,
Yes.
and I wanted to start going every week, I say if I come back next week, you get $10 off next week instead of the full price.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you take action today, then I have this additional thing. You can take the shampoo, this oil, stuff like that. Would that make sense? Okay. Offer intensifiers should have their own value and should not be looked upon as junk. You could actually sell them on their own. So here are let's do some examples and exercises. How many of you have some offer that they would like to get some coaching on? Anybody has an offer that they would like some coaching on? Everybody's coached already? Still looking for clarity. It's a lot of work, but how many of you understand what an offer now includes than before? You can recognize a good offer now, right? I would say go to all these, watch these infomercials. They are great training ground. Take notes at these. How are they showing? You see, they show the information and then they show so many testimonies. Do you see that? And then order now. They have a sequence. Keep watching that. You will see how that goes. You can do the same thing. Now in your case, you don't have to be making it too complicated. Pick one area and then find an offer. Yes, Annie?
Well, how do you do something if you have a service? You don't have a product. I'm selling my service, so what kind of compelling offer do I give them in addition to my time and knowledge? You know, what, is there a tangible, I mean, besides maybe I suppose you could, as building an expert, you can meet with me, I'll give you this book or something, but, you know, if I don't have, that's what I'm trying, as professionals, it's us you're buying, our time, our knowledge. What do you think to that? What do you think to that?
Good. I'm in no different business than you.
Right.
How many of you have service to sell? See, majority of the hands go up.
Okay.
So we all have the same situation, which is the reason I talk about being known as an expert. Because all of this goes down to being known as an expert. If you look at it, again, you can come up with great offers for everything. But if you are known as an expert, how likely is somebody going to look at you and say, yeah, I think I could use your services? Now, you were at my talk, 7 Ways to be Recognized as an Expert, right? And you were at the Babberg event?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I talked 7 ways to be recognized as an expert. And I talked about those specific things, and that's basically what my coaching is about. Now, there are a number of things we can do in coaching additionally, but my coaching is specifically focused around how to portray yourself as an expert. Now, how many of you are planning to be in the business that you are in for a long time? How many information products do you have to educate your prospects that you are the best choice? How many of you have education products? A couple of you? Very good.
In regards to what's like what? What?
Well, let's give an example. Marie, do you want to come forward here? I'll use Marie as an example. Give her a round of applause. I should get you your CD too, or did you give away all of them?
No, they're here.
Okay. So here it is. I see a CD.
The car at the break.
Very good. Now here is an interview that I did, and some of you were at on that interview that I did record on the phone. And here is the title: 10 things you can still do to save before year end to save taxes. Now again, assume that you can use it any time of the year, and it just said 10 things you can still do to save taxes. How many of you would be interested in that? Just raise your hand. Okay, Marie, everybody needs a CD, okay? So you saw those hands.
I know.
Okay. So if you need that, we have a CD which has specific information that you can use. Now, if you listen to that CD, what does it make you think about in terms of needing a CPA? Do you think...
She knows what she's talking about.
She knows what she's talking about. Big difference, isn't it? And Marisa, you were on that call too. What did it make you feel right away listening to the call?
Yeah, it was very professional, and I benefited from listening to it.
Exactly. So it was not like infomercial. You know what I'm talking about? It's a very nice way of putting together an information product where people can now understand what you provide. Because what is the biggest challenge we talked about? Those 3 questions, remember? People don't know when to use your services. People don't know if they should come to you for services. And the third thing is, people don't know if they should start using your services now. We talked about that, right? So here is an example that Murray has created for you to be able to benefit from that information.
How long is it?
40 minutes.
Wow. It's less than an hour.
It's a lot of good information. It's not an infomercial. Now, it is an information product. And what are information products? So that I know when I use that language, some people may not understand. An audio CD is an information product. A booklet like this is an information product. A special report like Brian was talking about, a white paper, etc. A book like this is an information product. All these products are designed with one intention: to educate the target market, so the target market understands when to use her services, and so they are more likely to call her. So give me an example when you went to Barry, for example.
When I went to...
Barry Ryan.
Oh, Barry Ryan. Barry Ryan is the person that actually copies the CDs for us. And he copied the CD, and I went to pick them up, and he said, "Will you be my CPA?" I didn't even get a chance to ask him who his CPA was. He asked me, will you be my CPA? So I've been working with Barry for since December.
Not only that, Carl came to our seminar, right?
Carl came to our seminar, and he said his comment was that the firm that he was using he felt like a small fish in a big sea. So he came to me because he said that
Now you take fish in the small city.
Now, I'm right now, I have, I share an office with another CPA, and I have an administrative assistant. That's us. So you're going to get my attention now.
Exactly. And, she has 20 years of experience. It's not that she started yesterday. So you're getting a proven professional who is helping you. Now, when you listen to that information, but it is tailored so that you can use it. It's not just academic information. It's specific to your needs. How many of you feel immediately, yeah, it could be helpful to me? Right? For example, the book, Network Your Way to $100,000 and Beyond. Now, if you go to networking events and you read this particular title, is that a bold statement? Yeah. Do you see how that works? Now you have the book and you are saying, okay, I think I can benefit from reading this book. It's that simple. You don't have to make it too complicated. But if you have a series of information products, she's also writing a chapter for the book which we are putting together. The bottom line is all of these things combined, Marie, what does it make you? An expert.
An expert.
Now, she recently spoke at Oakland University?
At Oakland University, it was in the Oakland University branch of Michigan State Federal Credit Union. I had 25 people in the audience. I have not done a seminar that large before.
Now, how many people did this information go to?
Oh, it went to 144,000 members of Michigan State Federal Credit Union.
We
got their statement. I mean, I emailed Minesh because I know he's a member also. Did you see it? When you got your statement, my name was on the insert with the statement that I was doing the seminar.
144,000 people. Why? Known as an expert.
Didn't cost me a penny.
Didn't cost her a penny, and there were a few people from those 25 people who are interested, and so on and so forth. Where am I going with this? Is that don't put pressure on coming up with one offer. That's basically where I'm coming from right now. If you put yourself on saying, I need to come up with the offer, you know what? You'll miss the point. The offer, try out. Marketing is all about testing. I don't know what will work. I try and go on and fraud. For example, this book, Stop Hiring Losers. Some people look at it and say, hey, my boss needs to read it. But then it's like, it's like, oh, okay, sorry. They're thinking of other people in the company, But anyway, the bottom line is what? People get educated. It's information. So when they need some specific guidance, they're going to say, you know what? The person who wrote the book must know more about it. Right? Like somebody bought in Arizona my book. Guess what? He's looking at it and saying, hey, you know what? I need some help with my project. And then he emailed me back saying, hey, you know what? Would you be willing to come to Arizona to do a seminar? How much does he know about me? Not much. Do you see what I'm talking about? So I'm focused on creating information products which will educate your target market over and over and over. Let me give another example. You wrote down 12 articles, right?
Yes.
You want to give that example as well?
Minesh said, you need to get a monthly newsletter, which I am guilty of not having out yet. But I wrote the 12 articles very quickly, and when I got done with them, I sent them to Minesh, and he said, well, you know what? I just have this place where you could put them up on the internet. And in a matter of like a day and a half, it was up. And he called me a week later, and he says, have you Googled yourself lately? And I was like, just my jaw dropped when he told me that, I looked at the page, and it was like all the stuff on all those articles showed up under my name, and it said I was an expert author.
Now, again, how much effort did it take? Relatively much less.
It was a couple nights. That night I got up 12 topics and went through them. So.
And that's the part that I think most people don't understand, is that all of this is making her known as an expert. Now, most people nowadays, when you go to meet somebody, before that, they will Google you. They'll say, how does it? It's like, okay, great. Like, for example, even one of my wife's friends in Alaska, she emailed my wife saying, oh, Minesh Googles very well. I didn't know that was an expression.
That's now an adjective, Googles.
It's like, okay, I didn't know these things were existing, And I don't know what she was, looking for. But, she must have been saying, hey, let me check some of my friends online. And, she was the best lady at our wedding. Her husband was the best man, and so on and so forth. But the point I'm trying to communicate to you is, make your offers educational, and that is the place I want you to master. Great. Give her a round of applause, please. That is, I think, the important part. So don't just focus on one offer. Focus on all these things combined, which will make it easier for you. So great. Give a shout. Turn to your partner and quickly share what is one thing you got out of the workshop so far. Just turn to your partner and share that.
In your folder, 'cause I don't have anything about well, what you need to do. That was something that they got something in their hands to make it read. I know, it's a lot of stuff. Right. So now, what's the testimonial done? Yeah, but see, all this stuff, huh? What do you do? I mean, I don't know what it takes, but you can go to the, like, daughter's house where your parents want to sell stuff, and you be there, and the kids meet you. And they say, you know, my parents are... So that's when you offer them something that they hear a lot. You say you sign up by consistent. Well, when you go meet these people, and they want to sign up, you know, they want to interview other people, you can say, what I'm doing for you today is you sign up by, now I don't know if you don't want to make it, you don't want to make it sound like giving, right. Now the other company might not be offering it, so now they're going to be losing that $200. I mean, I don't know. You know, how you figure out the fees and stuff. The thing is that, okay, how do you know how to tell how much it's going to cost?
Okay. Good. So how many of you, can I have your attention please? Can I have your attention please? Okay, good. So I would love to hear what are some of the things you got out of the workshop today.
Educate, educate, educate.
Exactly. Do you realize that is the key aspect of it? Educate, educate, educate. Because if you try to come up with just one offer, you're going to get stuck. And again, your offer worked very well yesterday, but now at a home show they are more educated, right? So every step you are taking with your prospect, think of that as an educational step. Thank you. Very good. Give her a round of applause. That was a very good answer. Excellent. Who else has, yes, Annie?
Create your value. Show people what your value is, moreover, so the cost.
Yes, show them the value over the cost. Because over a time period after they see the value, they are going to say, yes, I like this value. The cost is much less compared to what I can provide. Okay, very good. Who else? Any other, what did you get out of being here today? Yes, Evelyn?
Be the expert.
Be the expert. Because to me, this is a message I cannot drum enough into myself or other people. Is the more people look at you as an expert, the easier it gets for you to bring them along. Take the next step. Let me use Marisa as an example. Marisa, you had an International Women's Day recently, right? And that was in March 8th, correct?
Yes.
And March 8th, Saturday, you had about how many women there?
40.
40 women there. Very good. Now, she put on the event, which made her an expert already. Okay, just so that you remember that. And then out of the 40 people, quite a few people have expressed interest at an estate planning seminar at your site, correct? Do you see how that transition works? So how many of you feel that you have a process in place to educate enough so that people keep taking the next step? How many of you feel you are? Okay, a couple of you have that. Excellent. If you have that, keep doing that over and over and over. Because the more you do it, the easier it will get for you to convince people that you are the best choice in doing business. Because that's what people want. Yes, Marla?
When you just said that she did an event, so when you do an event, you automatically, you're the expert.
Well, I organize this event, right? Aren't I the expert in front of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like doing a home show. Like, for
Yeah.
instance, when she goes in and does the home show, who's the expert
Exactly.
explaining the jewelry?
Exactly. And that is the part which most people don't really understand. Because most people are looking for that magic bullet in marketing and sales. I don't recommend looking for that magic marketing bullet. If you find it, great. But if you don't, you have another way to do it. Okay, all of those are things which you and I can focus on over a time period. Again, it takes time. None of this is overnight. Now, can you get these things done relatively quickly? Yes, it just depends on your speed. Now, how many of you think that, yes? Yes, Anna.
Do you also see that depends on the times you need to change your approach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's why you have different educational products.
Right. So that's what, you may have a system in place
Correct.
that worked in the 90s.
Yes.
It does not work today.
Definitely not.
So be flexible. What I find is I need to be more flexible on my approach
Sure.
and create the benefit that people need now.
Exactly. That's why go back to this target market definition of what is the challenge person is facing, right? Yes, you want to say something, Marie?
Well, just as you were saying that, I thought, I subsequently to those 12 articles, I put one up on the rebate checks. Everybody's been talking about the rebate checks, and you don't even know this yet.
No.
I was just telling these guys. I actually got an email back from somebody asking me what they had to do for their parents to do their taxes to get the rebate check as a result of the article. So you have to be current on what's hot topics. That's the target market concept is. What is everybody talking about around you? Well, if you're talking about it, maybe write an article about it, throw it up there, and see if it'll catch your target market.
Excellent. Very good. Fantastic. So how many of you, just shout out, what else are you what other value did you get from being here today? Pardon? You need to raise your price. I've been telling you that, so that's obviously the case. Yeah, and you've raised in some cases.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, but there's always a place to go next for all of us. Very good. Because the lowest end of the market usually doesn't give you, in some cases, of products. Again, it depends on every product is different. They give you more problems and headaches than you want. That's typically the case with the lowest end of the market, usually. And that's just a general observation on my part. Very good. Fantastic. So what is one step you're going to take next? Just turn to your partner and say, what is one step you're going to take next? Go ahead, quickly.
Get serious. No, I don't know yet. I haven't heard
Where was that expo yesterday?
No, I am.
Huh?
Where was the expo?
Waterford Chamber.
Waterford Chamber Expo? Oh, okay.
Are you a member of Waterford Chamber?
No, Rochester.
Yeah, so the Rochester has its own event at some other point.
Well, I can
Yeah.
have information to show them. But if we do a spot party, I have to have somebody video.
Okay, just one step. We don't need to go into discussion. What is one step? Great. Fantastic. Can I have your attention again? What is one step that you're going to take? So tell me, what is one action you're going to take? Give me.
Serious.
Get serious. Okay, that's an action step. Okay. What is one specific action step?
Write a newsletter.
Write a newsletter. Very good. Anything else?
Look at the processes I have in place for education.
Yes. Okay, look at the process. How would it filter down? Anybody else?
Learning how to get in front of larger groups.
Learning get in front of larger groups. Because obviously, the more people watch you, see you, talk to you, the more exposure you have. Obviously, more people are going to be interested in that as well. Okay, very good. Who else?
I want to package my products better.
Yes.
I have a client in Seattle. I was coaching her the other day, and she says, I have a friend in Livonia. She told me that you wrote a book. Why didn't you ever tell me?
Yeah.
I'm working on her business and relationship, blah, blah, blah. I never mentioned the Effective Parenting Workshop book. So I go, wow, I need to, like Minesh, I need to talk about all my products with all my clients.
With all your clients. They need to know.
So you know what she does? She analyzes and writing.
Correct.
She says, I can sell your book.
Very good. Excellent. And that's what, like the other day, Anna gave me some money saying, Minesh, I sold your book. Not bad. And the whole idea is you can help each other succeed together. Now, how many of you have taken coaching? How many of you have not taken coaching ever? Okay, quite a few of you have never taken coaching. How many of you have some idea on what coaching could be, of those who have never taken coaching? In fact, let me ask you, those people who have taken coaching, what was your experience? I know, Brian, you raised your hand. What was your experience of coaching?
I just started.
Oh, you just started. Okay. So, basically, so you don't have enough experience on that. Who else? I know, Jill, you were talking about.
Yeah, I know it just, it helped me put together a sequence of, okay, what's my next step? So
Sure.
that I could plan and actually just follow a plan.
Okay. So it helped you create a good plan that you could follow.
Yeah, a sequencing instead of looking at this huge project going, oh my God.
So make it down into bite sizes. Excellent. Great. Who else? Just shout out your experience of coaching.
Clearly, for me, it's been a clearly and systematically move. Like, I'm writing every month. I'm writing an article for somebody else.
Sure.
I haven't put it on my webpage yet.
We'll do that. Mhm.
This is my next step.
Okay, good. Yeah, we are working on some of those issues, and Anna is working with me as a coaching client as well. Now, here's how many of you would like to know more about getting coaching so you could get better results? How many of you are interested in getting? Okay, keep your hands raised so that I can see that. Okay, very good. So I'll tell you something which I'm offering because I want to make sure that you can have some idea on what you're currently working with coaching, huh? Yeah, obviously. Yeah, if I don't have, what am I doing here, right?
Today's offer, sign up.
Yeah. Here is what I'm working on. Design your marketing funnel, identify your target market, define you as an expert, and creating your compelling offer. So that's the area that I coach people on. Because there are a lot of people coaching in different areas. This is the area that I consider myself an expert in. Like I showed you these different CDs, books, etc. that I've created. Guess what? If I've done that, I can teach you how to do that, isn't it? Okay? So that part is important. Designing information products like audio CD, having at least 12 articles written with you. Basically, it's not my articles, it's your articles. But I help you come up with the themes which would be attractive to your target market so that you can actually benefit from promoting that information. Like I was talking to a loan officer who is one of my clients, and we went over the process saying, hey, this is what is urgent in the marketplace. Why don't we test this out? Same thing with 10 deductions. Guess what? That's one of the conversations I had with Marie to make sure she would understand that and she would help that. We will be doing more of these things. The other part is 12 months of group coaching with like-minded professionals in group of 4 twice a month to help you do all of that. Okay? Because in my opinion, how many of you feel overwhelmed if you had to do all of this on your own with all the stuff that you're already going on? Okay? Because it's not easy to get it done. Just because how many of you feel like, gosh, I got enough things to do in my day already. Okay? It's like, gosh, I don't have enough time to do these things. But if you had somebody walking you through this process, it just makes it easier. Like, Murray, would you have done the CD on your own?
Oh,
no. No. It would not even have been an idea.
Well, and not only that, but we did it at like noon to 1 or...
Noon to 1, lunchtime.
Yeah, so the people that were on there were probably eating lunch as we spoke.
And it was on a conference call, which made it very, very easy to do that. Okay? To me, that's just part of what happens. Now, following the checklist, what I've done is in each of your folder, there is a checklist. Could you turn to the checklist? This is a detailed checklist. Thanks, I appreciate it, Marie. This is a detailed checklist that you will go through with me to see where you are right now. Okay, so it has areas of what is your mindset. It goes into areas of marketing, organization and time management. It talks about, things like specifically like networking as an example, follow-up presentations and additional activities, and at the end would be finances as well. Because to me, all of those are important areas for a business owner. How many of you, if you had a checklist that you knew would be helping you get to that point where you want to go, would really help you stay focused, like a dashboard, right? You know what speed you are going at, how much distance you have traveled. If you have a GPS, you know how far you are from the destination. Makes a lot of interest, doesn't it? That is what the coaching is about. It's not about, so those are the results you can have just by putting that in. Now, will I be the one doing the work? No. In some cases, actually, I'll help you. In some cases, I might actually help you outsource it to somebody. Like the audio CD, well, we know the people who can help us. We got it edited, we got it duplicated, I have the resources. Like I asked Anna to send me her picture and product information so I could help her create a banner through the resources that I have, and I hope to get an answer pretty shortly here in the next couple of days, so we can have a banner on her website. Huh? No, you sent me your information to create a banner, correct? And that banner would be on a blog page, and I can help create a blog. So people who are working with me, we would actually create a blog for them. And I've invested a lot of money recently on internet marketing skills and learning more about it. And I can teach some of those that I'm actually working on. I'm not the expert on it yet, but I have the information because I said the coaching that I'm taking from people like those as well. Okay? And this would be a template for successful business, because if you follow that outline, even if you do it on your own, you would actually have a template for successful business. Offline and online strategies to create more business, becoming a better business owner by making decisions based on your finances, managing your time and resources so you can have more fun time. How many of you have heard of the book, The 4-Hour Work Week? It's a great book. I highly recommend you reading it. And some of the strategies I picked up from those people, from that author and a few other people, so that you can actually implement them and have the results you're looking for. One of my clients who was working a lot of hours last year, when he read that book and he started working on it, his first goal is to reach 40 hours a week, which for some people is a breakthrough. Now he's reached a point where he's like, okay, what do I do with the time that I was usually spending at work, but I have that time free? Good problem to have, right? In my opinion, that's very important. Now, according to, because I have a lot of good people in my coaching team already, one of the things that you would get by working with me is access to some of the people who are in the room here as well. For example, Anna is an expert on neuro-linguistic programs. So we will have, so you could maybe attend one of her programs at a very inexpensive cost or free, so you can see how this could be a good program for you. And if she has some services that you would like to enjoy, use them, you would be able to do that. Would that be okay with you, Anna?
Sure, absolutely. I actually have a free introduction on the 23rd of April.
Okay, 23rd of April, there's a free introduction to NLP,
Yep.
neuro-linguistic programming. So if you're interested, it's right in Troy.
Yes,
It's right in Troy, not too far from here. In fact, about half a mile from here.
absolutely.
And you can get there very easily.
Success Strategies, NLP, in Michigan.
Exactly. If you put in NLP Michigan, if you Google NLP Michigan, she's one of the first ones to show up. Which is not a bad thing, is it? Excellent.
I request at least 4 days in advance because I have room for 14. I have tomorrow, as an example, I'm doing a self-esteem workshop. It's sold out.
That's a good problem to have.
So if you're planning to attend, please give me at least 4 or 5 days in advance so I get a bigger price.
Exactly. Thank you.
I already have 10 people coming in.
Yeah, that's great. And Marie Jakubiak is a CPA, and obviously she's a professional of over 20 years, so she will be able to provide you a checklist of what your business should look like, and we'll have that available next time, so that you can actually have a consultation with her, and she will have, that will be a no obligation consultation, so you can actually get an idea to say, am I on track in my managing accounting needs? And that will be helpful as well. Same thing with Marissa. She's a part of the coaching team as well, and guess what? She can help you specifically in the area of your legal needs, because after all, she's a lawyer and she specializes in a couple of different areas, including business law, correct? So if you are looking at, hey, I don't know which entity would be the best entity for me, she can help you create that as well, and we'll have a checklist for that as well. So people who are taking coaching from me here automatically get access to these people who are helping you get to the next level. Because that is the whole idea behind it. Because if you can't, it's like managing a business has a lot of entities involved. It's not just getting business. You know what I'm talking about? It has a lot of other things. Managing your finances is part of the priority as well. So that is what is included in and team of professionals to help you, which obviously. Now here is the bonus. This is the part which is important. You'll have your own chapter in the book. Now I only have few spots remaining for this one. And this is not making it up. This is the truth. You and I know there are only so many chapters I can have in a book. Quite a few people like Anna, Marie, Marisa, etc. They're already writing chapters in the book, including Varada and a few other people who are not here today. Ted Himmelhoy is there as well. So all of these people are writing a chapter in the book, and the book will be called 30-Day Total Business Makeover, where you will have advice from professionals, but that will be used to promote themselves. Do you know what I'm talking about? I mean, you could use that book, and it will have your name on the cover. How many of you think having your name on the cover of the book will be definitely useful? Okay, because you have your name on the cover, but more important, 30 people are promoting that book. And I have, obviously, my expertise behind it on, we have a PR person on the team, so PR guys will have that benefit as well. So there are a lot of other people who are helping us, including website expert, web video expert. All of those things are included in that. I don't think anybody is offering anything like this in coaching environment. I really don't. Okay, how many of you have heard of a similar package on coaching? Anybody in the room?
Can I
Yes.
Can I say something?
Please, go ahead.
I've been an NLP trainer since 1990. I've been, I had a salon before that, so I've been in business for quite a few years. About a year and a half ago, I had heard about Minesh. I saw him a couple of times, and I saw.
Do you want to come forward so he can? Oh. Sure. Give her a round of applause, please.
I met Minesh at a coaching conference, and I go, okay, here's another guy with an accent like me. And so anyway, but it was interesting to listen to. So I started listening. I said, how long have you been in coaching? I believe at the time he said 7 or 8 years. So we exchanged cards, and I'd never give it another thought. About a year later, I heard somebody saying that he was, Minesh was coaching him. I said, how was it going? Oh, he's giving me clarity. So I run into Minesh again, and I said, Minesh, I think I'm ready because I'm burned out. I was doing a seminar. Right now I have a company that it's been waiting for me to finish a training in Livonia so I can start this one next week. So I am busy. And I do coaching, I do classes, but I was so burned out, I felt like I was a fireman, pulling all of these things. When Minesh started coaching me, he said, first of all, you've got to raise your price. I raised a little bit. I feel bad to charge people. First of all, you got to raise your price, and you got to organize what days you do this, what days you do that, what days you see clients. I have an office in Grosse Pointe. I work out of my home in Troy, and I go to companies. So he's been a lifesaver for me. I personally, and I am a life coach myself. How many of you feel that when you hear somebody comes in and says, well, I need your help or I need your service, all of a sudden you're emotional, like, I better do this now or they're going to go somewhere else? Anybody feel?
That's a lot of insecurity people face as professionals, yes.
Okay. You know what I find? I had a lady I called the other day, says, I need to see you tomorrow, either today or tomorrow. I said, well, the first time and it's true, the first time I can see you is next Tuesday. She says, well, put me down, I go, how can I help you? She told me how I could help her. I said, she wanted motivation. I said, what do you do now? I don't do nothing. Do you have a job? No. She says, well, put me down for 2:30 next Tuesday. She called yesterday to cancel. I forgot about her. I didn't even write her down. You know why? Talk about qualifying as he was talking about? Because she didn't have a job. Can she afford $120?
No.
Most likely not, unless somebody's paying for it, yeah.
Or tone of voice.
Yes.
What I am here to say is that he helped me organize, focus, so I'm paying more attention to even tone of voice. Let me know what's going to happen.
And again, she has a book published since, and she's getting more qualified people than before. She's getting more corporations working with her, etc. And she has made a shift in herself. I mean, that's the whole idea behind it. She is willing to learn and grow. And just over a month ago, she had a CD that some of you were on the conference call. And, people are getting good responses from doing some of those things. The whole idea, what I want to do in my coaching practice is very simple. A lot of people get information in coaching and assignments. How many of you know that, right? Okay, my job is to actually take some of that off your shoulders and get it done with me. How many of you feel that would be a much better coaching, right? It's like, hey, not only are you getting the information, I'm actually helping get some of these things done. So I'm not telling you go and do it.
He found somebody for me to edit my CD that we did on a conference call.
Exactly.
And I wouldn't know how to find the person.
Exactly, and some of these people would have charged you more money. You wouldn't know what exactly the quality of stuff you would get. And again, these are things that you can start using now to market yourself. I'm not talking about down the road. And on the main thing which I'm mentioning here to you, just to keep it short here, because I wasn't asking Anna for feedback, but she did. And it was spontaneous. It wasn't planned or anything like that. And again, Anna has been willing to grow, and that's what I feel I'm grateful to her,
I'm grateful because, like I said, a year and a half ago, I was burned out. And I thought, okay, I'm either going to get a heart attack. My mom had a heart attack at that age. So I thought, I need to organize so you know your needs. That's all I'm saying. I am very grateful.
Thank you. Give her a round of applause. Anyway, so that was, have your own chapter in the book is going to be big. Because this is a separate service altogether that you normally wouldn't get. The 30-day total business makeover. Promoting yourself as an expert would be part of it. You'll get 100 copies to use to promote your prospects and clients. Okay, so those are the things which would be available. How many of you feel that this would be something that would be of value to you? How many of you feel that? Great. Do me a favor. Do you have the feedback form in there? If you don't have the feedback form, let me know because I do need to. Yeah, okay. It should be out there. So, Mari, could you help me get that? Yeah. If you don't have the feedback form in it, let me know. Raise your hand. Keep your hands raised.
I don't have that.
Some of you have it, some of you don't, and that depends on. It's a separate. It's a separate sheet. No, it's a separate sheet altogether.
It's not in the box, but actually.
Huh?
It is. Is it in your planner?
No, it should be here.
Nothing out here.
Nothing out here? I had brought the whole. Must have.
Is it in your planner?
Must be it has mixed out. I'm sorry. I must have left it home. Okay. Yeah, why don't you do me a favor? I apologize. If you don't have the feedback form, yeah, give me your information because I'm really. I thought I brought it, but I didn't.
Do you have a copy machine in there?
They might, but I don't want to wait too long because I need to get going here. We are already.
Okay. How to bring attention.
Oh, that's all right.
Here.
Okay. Thank you.
So a couple of you have the flyers. Here is all you want. Here is all I want from you right now. Okay? All I want from you. Okay. All I want from you is just give me your contact information and that you are interested. Because not everybody will be fit for this project, and I'm saying that for a very simple reason, is that I want to see if your need and my project matches. If it matches, we'll have a conversation for how you can proceed in this project.
The project is the book?
Project is the book and the coaching, all included in one. Okay? Because I already have some spots in the book filled, so I can't have everybody in the book. Is that making sense to you? Okay. So I can only take on, I'm not planning to take on another CPA in my book. Just because I don't think it will work to our advantage unless the person is outside of Michigan. Okay. And that would be one of the cases. And I have only one more spot for financial advisor. Ted is already in it, but because financial advising is such a big field, we could focus on different fields and still be okay with that. So anyway, so put down your name and information, give that to me. That's all it's going to be. And I will call you, schedule a time to go over with you on what this project could look like for you. And then, if it's a good fit, we'll work together. If not, you still can come to other programs. I think all of you have the list of the next seminar coming up. And that's basically the simple part that you can achieve with me. And I think that would be important to me. Now, one of the things I do here, so that you know, that I do offer a referral fee for people who refer me clients, especially in the coaching business, because to me that is of importance. So, Murray, you want to come forward for a minute? Give her a round of applause, too. Now, one of the persons Murray brought to the program was Marisa, right? Marisa, you came to the seminar, and you decided to take on coaching after that. So, Marisa, what was your... did you feel pressure to take coaching from Murray? No. You didn't even think of that, right? And how has your experience been working with me, at least just for hardly a couple of months now?
Very good.
Very good. You're starting to learn more about it. So you're seeing the benefit to yourself. So she wasn't doing just for her sake, right?
Right.
And you're doing it on your own behalf. You didn't even know that, right? So that's why I have a small gift for you. Do you want to open that and just see for yourself?
Okay. 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 That's more than what you said was supposed to be.
But that's a decent sized check. Well, the check is $1,000.
Yeah.
How many of you think that would be a good check to get for referral, right? Exactly. So if you refer me people, guess what? You're getting money back as well. Mm-hmm. Is that good?
Thank you, Minesh. You're going to hug that.
Anyway, so please, Murray, could you collect for me the people who have filled out the form so I can actually follow up with them? Now she has to make some money too that way, huh?
Anything to you, Brian?
Did you have one?
Oh, yes.
Just your email and everything. That's all. Anybody else?
Yeah.
I think Evelyn is there interested as well. And I'm sorry, I didn't want to tire you.
No.
But anyway, so great. I want to really thank each and every one of you for being here, because to me, when I do this, for me it is fun. How many of you know that I'm passionate about teaching? I'm really passionate because to me, I want to see you succeed. If I can transfer the information I have to you in the easiest, simplest possible manner, so you can actually take action, not just listen to the information, take action, because to me that is more important. I'm happy about it. And this is what I was chosen to do, in my opinion, and I keep wanting to do more and more. The next workshop we'll be having is on May 9th, and this will be about how to get other people to promote you for free. How many of you think that's a good idea, right? Okay, that will be the workshop at Northwood University. We won't be coming back to this place. Northwood University is typically where I have my workshop, just because Northwood University in Troy, it's not far. It's on Big Beaver, right near the Somerset Mall. If you know Somerset Mall, you are not far from it, across from Mariano's Little Italy restaurant. And so that's what it is. So have fun, enjoy yourself. Murray does have your CDs for you. And because you chose to be here, I have a booklet that you can take from me as well. So I'm really looking forward to working with you and assisting you even more in your future pursuits. Yes?
So this get others to promote you for free, is this the same type deal as this?
Yeah.
And it's,
Yeah, exactly.
Different prices?
Same thing, $97. Each one is $97. If you want to buy the whole package, that's $297. But you put down your name, right? So I'll be talking to you. So you would like to get to know how to get more seminars for free as well, right? That's the part which will be more attractive to you. Great. Any other comments before we end here? Very good. How many of you know how to get to Kim's restaurant? You know how to get there? Oh, very good. So, Gary, you are set, huh? You are all set. How many of you do not know how to get to Kim's restaurant? Okay, keep your hands raised. Okay, very good. All you do is come out on Livernois. You know how to get on Livernois, right? Go north. If you don't know north, take right. Okay? I know there are some people who are like, no, just north. And sometimes I get confused, so I understand. So take a right. You will go just over a mile to Long Lake, which is 18 miles.
Okay.
Take a right, and right there, the second building is Kim's restaurant. If you went to Kroger, you got too far.
Okay.
It's Long Lake and Livernois.
Long Lake and Livernois, just a mile plus. And they're waiting for us there already because I'm already late. Very good. Thanks again for the opportunity. Let's meet at lunch and network with each other as well.
What is this? What is this?
Yeah. No, this was after people had signed up.
Oh, because he sent me the link and I printed this to see what it was.
You came with him as a gift. Mark, you got 2 for 1. You remember?
I got 2 for 1.
Yeah. So she came to you for free. There you go. Thank you.
I thought we were going to split it, actually.
Which is
I brought it to her.
Well, she can. How you do it is your choice, not my choice.
So I didn't know what this was. Okay.
No, this
Where
was.
did you print this?
No, it was from the
sent
website.
me.
No, this is the web page.
Okay.
Here is what it is.
I sent it to you because he emailed it to me.
Yes.
Yeah, because if you were already signed up like he was, I just sent a small gift for that as well. So,
Package for me, the books.
oh yeah, it's
that's what
it's on site. Yeah, not outside here. Had fun, Jeremy?
Yeah, I keep it through my jaw drop over the phone.
Did he give you the forms or?
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
All of them are here.
Oh, thank you.
And this one is, Gary Pia is, this goes with
Okay,
this.
okay.
He is
Okay, that's
interested,
fine.
But he gave me a card.
That's good.
You do a la carte coaching?
Depends. Yeah, I'm definitely open to calling, talking.
Yeah,
to
that's. I want to talk with you more on that. And
Yeah, would love to. Yeah, we can talk about that. Not a problem.
I just started the other program. So it's,
What program did you start in?
I heard Action Coach.
Huh?
I heard Action Coach.
Okay. I don't know much about their details.
I just started, and so far you don't feel good about it. But what has is a lot of the stuff that you talked about.
Hasn't come up.
Yeah, with like a lot of the marketing and the educational stuff, and that's where I see